Hey Dump, this is Dave Decide. Today we have the Still Life music video by RM dropping and what the drama over this seems to be, why RM is getting dragged. We also have the topic of BTS Ending and why that was trending, which is actually really funny. So hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on, grab your Zumpling Taste Spilling Mug merch, and let's get into it. I need to give some backstory and context here, so bear with me. BTS has always been a bit of an anomaly in terms of why they have this huge fan loyalty and dedicated audience that will do anything to get them to the top. A lot of American artists will look at someone like BTS and wonder why the American artist can't get this support. I have many theories on this and why American artists could never get the same type of dedicated audience as a K-pop group. Not to say that American artists can't be loved, but innately with any K-pop group that debuts right off the bat, fresh out of the company's butthole, you have a huge surge of support and dedicated followers because one, those followers were already a fan of the company and whatever the company creates, they will automatically support, whereas American artists, most of us can't name the label behind the artist. And two, the K-pop fans are aware that these girl or boy groups have worked so hard to debut because the fans know the trainee process. So when they see a K-pop group pop up out of nowhere, unless the fan is someone that only supports one group, the fans are willing to accept a new group, call them talented, and love them. While a lot of the rhetoric around American celebrities is that the American celebrity got rich and famous off of no talent, they're spoiled brats, they're undeserving, or that their parents were rich so they were able to buy their fame. Which isn't true, but it's the stigma and stereotype because you rarely ever hear so-and-so K-pop idol got famous because their parents were rich. You can see that the breeding ground for dedicated supporters is already there with K-pop. Then you have a super talented group like BTS who are all also very good looking and their music relates to people, which then becomes a huge breeding ground for the most dedicated supporters you've ever seen. The industry for American artists has also been so developed and it's slightly moved past this point of celebrity relatability. I think a lot of the American audience is aware that they are not friends with the celebrity. Of course, the celebrity loves their supporters and all that, but the audience is aware that they don't know, let's say, Taylor Swift or Beyonce's personal life, and that's okay. But K-pop likes to make it feel like we're all best friends with the idol, and then a lot of the audience actually thinks it's true, which is why a lot of fans go crazy voting and streaming because, of course, we'd support our friend. A lot of American and Korean media like to talk about who will become the next BTS. When BTS was asked this, I think it was Suga that responded that he doesn't like when people do this because everyone is different and every group is different. It's not fair to compare one group to another when, for example, BTS has paved a different path from other artists and those previous artists paved a much different path from BTS. People can say BTS became the next Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, but BTS and those bands have had very different careers and ultimately there won't be a next BTS. But since everyone keeps talking about it, I think the fandom has gotten sick at reading what people predict to be the next BTS. I believe it's to either be Stray Kids or some variation of other groups. So when RM dropped his album, it was so funny when BTS Ended started to trend. This was because RM's album topped BTS's album on the charts, so everyone was saying that this is the new BTS. It's RM. Funny enough, people were making jokes to say that any antis that were clicking on the hashtag hoping to see who and what ended BTS, only to see it was RM of BTS. It was very surprising when RM just early morning released his teaser for Still Life. Of course, after seeing the teaser notification, I was busy getting ready for the day. I didn't click on it yet, and before I knew it, the music video dropped. I had assumed I had at least a day before the music video would drop, since the teaser just did. But he literally dropped the teaser and then 3 hours later dropped the music video. That's too much. I can't breathe. Namjoon, Junie, why are you choking me? But Still Life is a great music video and definitely gives off Korea vibes. Korea and Asia are known for trains and the very peaceful vibe which this video gives off. It feels chic and effortless, but still maintains a deep meaning. Would you react to the music video on Patreon? If you want to join me over there and fangirl together, I will link all that below in the description. We have such a fun time there. Now, a little side note that I couldn't find a way to fit this in here, but it's important to note. RM has explained that Still Life is supposed to represent life that once existed that could be dead now, but has been encapsulated by a painting. He mentioned how paintings are the only way in which a completely new generation of people who have never met a specific artist can be introduced to that artist by looking and feeling the painting. So that is kind of the meaning behind the song. You might think that videos and songs can introduce us to dead artists as well, but not really, because only paintings can be shown in a gallery well after you're dead, whereas music tends to not really be played as much when you're gone. RM opened up about this and his emotions. It's cool to see an artist possibly take their pain and experience and turn it into the art that he did, whether RM was actually in pain or not. Now back on track, track, one of the other songs that RM released, not as a music video, but as a visualizer, was the song Hectic. In the song, he actually drove, or at least it appeared like he did. The internet flooded with comments saying that RM finally got his driver's license because RM hadn't gotten it yet. And it actually, in the behind the scenes video for Sexy Nukem, RM talked about how he wanted to get his license soon so that all the teasing around him and not getting his license will stop. And so the fandom thought he got it. The other day, RM decided to hold a listening party for the album on Stationhead. This is a new platform that allows music lovers to stream music with their favorite artists. RM went on and read questions and likely also read some of what people were saying about Wildflower and the visualizer. He ended up getting into the section where people were suspecting that he got his license and quickly shut that down and said, guys, I don't have my license. And when this was reposted on Twitter, people were like, oh my god, RM is sitting there and reading all the comments and knows what the fandom is saying. However, I don't think he's actively sitting there reading the comments. I think he was just doing it for the stream, and then after the stream is done, he just stops, because he and many BTS members get a lot of hate, so that is not healthy to read. But people were freaking out that RM could read the fanfics or the inappropriate comments that were directed towards him. This actually gets a bit worse, and this is where the real drama lies. So Yes Daddy Yes actually started to trend because RM was reading a comment that said this and he was giggling as he read it. I believe this was clipped, as ARMYs tend to screen record the whole stream just so they can repost it later or just keep watching it whenever. But this was reposted and people who were not ARMYs started to see it and drag it. There were allegedly some Stray Kids fans that started to drag RM for saying this and calling it super inappropriate and saying that it was unacceptable for him to say daddy. I guess they did not realize RM was just reading a comment that said that. This was not his original thought. But even if it was, I don't see the problem. But this got out of hand, and when ARMYs realized, they were mad. People began taking clips of Stray Kids, specifically Bong, and moments where Bong was reading thirst comments. So comments like pin me against the wall and Bong said say please. Or the fact that apparently there's a change.org petition that is asking Bong to start saying baby girl again. Basically, there's nothing wrong with this and none of this is harmful. Bong can say and read whatever he wants, and he can choose to say baby girl and stop saying it if he's uncomfortable. However, ARMYs were mad that allegedly the same fandom that is wanting Bong to say funny, somewhat sexual comments are the same people that are coming and shaming RM for saying daddy, when there's obviously nothing wrong with how RM said it, right? Like, he's not calling someone else a daddy, he's obviously just reading it. No one should be shaming no one, and I'm not exactly sure and how this all started. I would encourage people to not acknowledge and respond back. When one fandom starts something and then the other fandom decides to quote tweet and spread it and add their opinion, this quickly becomes a fan war. And the person who started it now gets to sit in their basement and their sad life and feel like they've accomplished something by getting a lot of people mad. Of course, if someone throws a rock or shoots a gun, the opposing team is going to fire back. But all of this is unnecessary, and to be honest, I don't know what's true or not. I'm just glad this time it was drama not involving blinks. But Stray Kids or Bong would not approve of this. RM would not want this. RM has talked many times to stop bullying and to ignore haters, but what the fandom seems to do is just constantly attack. It just makes it worse, to be honest. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for the lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.